All right, shalom and assalam to our family. Your brother Yefdeyah, Lidj Yefdi, Yohannes, Wolde, Amanuel here, RastafariRenaissance.com. And I have to send out on the outset my apologies to the family for my absence for the past few broadcasts on Discipleship Radio, the DSR, on blogtalkradio.com. But as always, I'm thankful that the family was able to continue, in the gatherings and, really continuing, just a fellowship as usual, but really had to come forward to the eye on the Sabbath of this blessed Sukkot during the year 5777 or 2009, short count of the Ethiopian calendar. And really just present some things that probably have gone, I would say, unnoticed until this point, but is really the reason why I'm bringing it up at this moment. Mainly because it's of value, especially to, anyone who professes Rastafari in any type of way at this moment. Mainly because we have to stay true to the roots of what has been brought forward to us, especially in this time, in this season, so on and so forth. But just looking toward these particular matters, ones have to really put into consideration what we really have inherited at this point, and it's a very vast amount of not only data and information, but a definite, camaraderie amongst ones worldwide, and it really spread from a very, very small collective, and many ones who were able to communicate in various forms, in different ways, in which were available to them at a specific time during the time in which its inception really rose up. I brought about a post mainly because I would love and am seeking in many ways at this moment to bring it forward in print form for ones to really have a little more in-depth understanding on what I was really bringing forth. It really started out as just a thought and a look into the history of Rastafari and its emphasis, of course, on the elders, in which it came forward to us in showing much of the similarities and a lot of the affinities toward things Jewish, things Hebraic, and give ones a little more of solid facts just to present and really assess and critique, of course, as ones continue to really look more into Rastafari and things of that nature and really get a grasp on what's really being presented, what has been brought forward, and where we really see ourselves going into the future. So I had to really revisit this post if ones haven't been privy to it. The title of the subject of this particular post was a 5-part series on RastafariRenaissance.com, and the title was Rastafari, Are You a Chassid? Or a Hasid, more so pertaining to what ones would know as Hasidic Judaism or Orthodox Judaism, Ultra Orthodox Judaism, things that tend to be very religious in an outwardly sense. And it was a very interesting topic to tackle, but the more that I actually looked toward this subject and looked into the nuances of the subject, I really found myself learning more, just myself in particular, looking into certain things of, this nature and this form. But what really stood out the most, just in my own opinion, was that the congruencies that were laid between the concepts, and what they would call the Isla Irit or the Livity, and the way of life of Rastafari and how it pertained to many very important and very critical subject matters and traditional practices of what they would call Hasidic Judaism or religious Judaism. So just looking into that in and of itself just really made a very, very valid point on really the grounds that Rastafari stands and the shoulders that many of we or us, the new generation of Rastafari, have really come to an understanding of, come to a realization of, and it really sparked the the whole title of my own blog itself. I saw it as this new generation. Even in scripture they speak of this Joshua generation, the new generation that actually came about in the wilderness while the Israelites or the Hebrews were really coming out of Egypt and made their trod and their walk and their track in the wilderness of Sinai and Egypt, and just showing and proving that it really kind of has its not only congruency but just this realization, this fruition of what we're seeing here in this time. And we've spoken on this from many points, and things just continue to unravel right in front of our eyes. And it really doesn't take an enormous amount of study to really just follow the patterns in which we're seeing today and how things will, quote unquote, play out, or at least in the realm of which they will continue to unfold as the sequence of events just continue to happen one by one. So just putting that forward, I had to preface this short vid here, and really present other facts. And again, a big shout out to Elder Ross Flacco, and have been again revisiting a lot of the good Elder Ross Flacco's work, as I had seen that my brother Wyndham Yadden, of course, Line of Judah Society, Rastafari Groundation.com, had presented a lot of much of the elders' sayings, much of the elders' petitions, to the younger generation to really hold true to the faith. So it really came about at a very good time. It came about at a very opportune time here. And just again, shouting out Ross Flacco, and ones also can visit some of his older works, as well as some new, still pending works coming out, as well as a lot of print form documents and other books and literature at RastafariThinkTank.wordpress.com. A lot of great information put forward there. A lot of events that have taken place. Where Ross Flacco has also, visited many other aspiring Rastafari communities, and really, as I said before, just held true to the original principles of, what we came to see as Rastafari doctrine. So it really just shows the not only endurance, but the fortitude, of many ones who came forward to present what we know today as Rastafari to us in this world. So I, for one, definitely as a youth am thankful just for the prevalence, the continued diligence, the work, the labor, the love that continues to come to us even toward this day. Though I'm, just another brother as many other ones, I definitely can, take a moment, and acknowledge, what has been brought forward here. But holding on to the topic and sticking to it, as we mentioned this in this short vid, I had to also shout out, I haven't heard from him in very, very long time, but hopefully we'll be able to, make a communication with Brother Tony Tafari Thomas, because the household had a notification about the Fairfield house. And for ones who aren't privy to that as well, the Fairfield house was, of course, the housing complex that housed the Imperial Ethiopian family during the time of World War II and the invasion of Ethiopia by the fascist Italian regime. And His Majesty did a lot of great work in the very small town of Bath, England, just outside of London, not too far or so. Don't have the exact measurement, so forgive I on that. Please be sure to do your research on that, because I had, just a short correspondence. If ones have been following RastafariRenaissance.com since its inception on WordPress before moving toward the .com finalization, much of what had been presented before had come out from the Rastafari Global Council, in which Brother Tony Tafari Thomas was heading up at that moment with another brother. His name escapes me, so forgive I, my brother. Will definitely do the research on that again, as we have some archival documents and certain vids and other audio clips once the preservation of the Fairfield house had continued to come forward, and solidifying that, and again just doing much research again, and just holding to what we have been presenting here, and also collaborating with many ones over the few short span of years. We, as a Rastafari community, period, worldwide, have been able to preserve the Fairfield house there in England, and it has served as a daycare center for young children, as well as a nursing home for the elderly, those of West Indian, other Asian and Chinese backgrounds, and just really serving as a cultural center for many Rastafari in that region of the world. So ones, of course, please continue to do your research, and of course support in any way, shape, form, or fashion that you can. And we definitely will have to look forward to linking up with many more of our selective brothers and sisters out in that region in Western Europe. Of course, shout out to Rosh Jawar Levi, as well as Wyndham Aron. The great work that the brothers have been doing, and of course sharing in the fellowship on Discipleship Radio and RastafariGroundation.com. Still so much work to be done on that front, but be sure also to visit the House of His Majesty.org, and that really should bring up a lot of the works there from a lot of the older works from the Rastafari Global Council. And if ones aren't able to search that out, just be sure to put Fairfield House, England, or attach His Majesty's name, Haile Selassie the First, and of course the links, of course, should pop up, very quickly, so that one doesn't waste time searching around for other things that don't pertain exactly to this subject. So just keeping that in mind, and also, just keeping to the theme of just showing the honor to the elders, in which the things they have brought forward to us in this day and time. We also look forward to supporting the WSC, or the WSPC, the Word Sound Power Collective, which is also had been headed up by Ross Flacco, as I mentioned earlier. Another a rendition and a project, of course, solidifying and lending support, financial or otherwise, to our Rastafari elders who have pertained and suffered much for this faith, and really have shown their perseverance through many trials and tribulations. So we also would love to put that forward as well. Of course, with the links here in the description box for ones who would love to, of course, donate, or just surely lend support, in any way, shape, form, or fashion that they can, or whatever the means will provide. But just again, my apologies again to I and I family for the absence. Hopefully ones, of course, will still be joining us for this eve on the Sabbath, after the Sabbath gathering there for Discipleship Radio on blogtalkradio.com, here for this blessed Sukkot season, this high holy season, this Moedim. So just sending that forward to the family and really keeping forward to that. We'll be sure to do a lot more follow-up on this particular subject because it still has many layers, that and I alone would love to present just more thoughts on this. Just seeing that we are traversing, of course, into this Renaissance period, especially of Rastafari in particular. So we'll definitely pick this up in the next video. Ones, of course, stay tuned. The links will be here in the description box for ones to visit, of course, with other supplementary links to check out most of the works coming forward from all of I family. But until next time, family, peace within the heart, home, and the mind, and shalom and assalam.